Welcome to the Golf Spotlight. I'm Ralph Irvin here in the Golf Shop studio, and today we are talking about the latest shaft release from the folks at Fujikura Golf. And these are going to be the choice for a lot of players. But before we get into these shafts, I ask you to click on the red subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss an episode of the Golf Spotlight. And comment down below. Have you ever upgraded your shafts after a fitting? Do you have concerns? What are they? Let us know. But now, let's get to these shafts as we are joined by Fujikura Golf's Product Marketing Manager, Austin Tudor. Austin, thanks for joining us once again.
Ralph, it's always a pleasure to be here with you, my friend. Happy 2021, and good to see you digitally. You know, we did get a chance to play a little golf the other day, so that was great, and get to do our social distance sport. So yeah, thanks for having me.
It was fun to play, and it's going to be fun for a lot of people to play as Fujikura is introducing the newest version of the Vista Pro line of shafts.
Yeah, Vista Pro, man, it's been around a long time. You know, we had the original Vista Pro, which was kind of a copper type look back in like the late 2000 or early 2000s, and that was a phenomenal line for us. And then in 2016, we brought it back, and Vista Pro became a flighted line. So a flighted line is those lower weights like your 40s and your 50s. As you progress up into your 60s and 70s, the launch conditions that we've designed into these shafts will change. So the 40s will be a higher launch with a higher spin, because typically we see golfers need something like that. As you progress through the 50s and 60s, you'll start to see the launch kind of decrease into more of a mid-high, and then all the way down to a mid with mid-spin in our 65 and 75 products.
Everyone who's been paying attention to Fujikura in recent years knows that it's the Velo core technology in the Ventus that has been making a huge impact in professional and amateur golf. Now you're able to apply some of that tech into this new Vista Pro.
That's right, Ralph. And if we weren't learning from what we did before, then we'd have some issues, right? And if we didn't take notes from such a successful line like our Ventus line, you know, maybe we shouldn't be doing the jobs that we are. So we did take some notes from our learnings from Velo Core, you know, from what we created from Enzo, which was Velo Core technology and Ventus. And we've taken, you know, the last couple of years to see, you know, how can we apply something like that? You know, by no means am I saying that Vista Pro has Velo Core, but we took how we designed Ventus to heart with Vista Pro and used a multi-material bias core construction. What that means is having two types of material on the bias, and the bias affects twisting, where your 0 degree kind of up and down the shaft affects bending. So bias is for twisting. So we created a full-length bias multi-material core out of some high modulus materials and put that into Vista Pro. And what we noticed is by eliminating some of the smaller plies that we would put in the tip section to either increase weight or to increase stiffness in the tip section, we were able to get rid of those because of this uniqueness of this multi-material bias core construction that we've applied in Vista Pro. And what that does too is it just makes it feel better. Like it's not so many pieces. It's a nice, simple, clean, high-tech design that's obviously been backed by what Ventus and Velo Core has done. So Vista Pro it's a great option for anybody that's looking to get into aftermarket shafts. It's a great entry point. Yeah, that's kind of the nutshell is what we've done from a technology and design standpoint. But there's also some other things we can talk about from bend profiles. The first thing, obviously, was looking at the handle, the midsection, and the tip, and how could we change these to make Vista Pro play more balanced, more smooth, have a great feel, and have some stability that Ventus has offered in the past with Velo Core. So what we did is we softened the handle section considerably, helping with some energy transfer, helping to load the shaft so that the club head speed is maintained until it's applied at impact into the ball. And in the midsection, we did stiffen that up considerably to create a little bit more stability, a little bit more control there. And then in the mid to tip section, we created just a nice smooth profile there, just for balance and feel and a little bit of control. So kind of an overhaul for Vista Pro. It's the same name and the same purpose, from a flighted line standpoint, but it's very, very different in its design, but its intention is the same.
You talk about the improved feel, but the design is going to deliver an increased stability for any level of player.
Yeah, and that goes back to that multi-material bias core that we were talking about. Having that torque in the right places throughout the shaft is creating that stability. Stability means control on off-center shots. It tightens that dispersion, and that's what golfers need, be it a driver or a 7-iron. And we've been able to take what we've learned from that multi-material bias core construction and apply it to every model that we have in Vista Pro, from woods all the way to irons.
And that is why golfers should go get fit to experience shafts like this that fit their profile. If folks want more information on the Vista Pro or anything else from Fujikura, where should they go?
Ralph, they always go to fujikuragolf.com. We've got a nice little landing area section that they can click on and takes them right to Vista Pro. So it's such an exciting product, like I said, and we know that golfers that are trying to get into the game, this gives them a really good kind of first step into the aftermarket shaft game, and they're without a doubt going to notice performance from it.
Austin, thanks for taking the time to join us once again.
Ralph, always a pleasure, man. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
We want to thank Austin Tudor for joining us here on the Golf Spotlight. Once again, please click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss one of our exclusive features. Have questions? Leave a comment down below. We always reply. Follow us on Twitter at Golf Spotlight. Get the latest from us on Instagram at The Golf Spotlight. And listen to the Range podcast, where we talk with the men and women behind some of your favorite equipment from over the years. Finally, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Golf Spotlight, where we continue to give you the information that you need for your next golf purchase.